Hey, good morning. Ray Solano from the National City Historic Society. I'm here in Napoleones Pizza, and we're getting ready to interview the owner, Peter. As you can see on the walls, history is all around us. We've got some of these original images and pictures from the beginning, and then up here, if you can scroll along the wall, you can see a ton of cartoons, not just in this room, but in the other room, giving you some special insight into Napoleones Pizza. And this will be a two-part video. So today we'll interview Peter, and later, which you'll probably see in this same video, we're going to come and we're going to actually eat the pizza. You've probably heard about the Milo cars, about my wife's car there, actually. But in this cartoon, we have something much more important than the Milo cars. We have the Milo bars. And as it says in the cartoon, the bars are closing and it's time for pizza. One famous person that worked here was the musician Tom Waits. And Napoleones Pizza is actually featured in a couple of his songs, which we don't have the money to play his songs for you, but Google them and you'll find them. Hi, good morning. Ray Solano here from the National City Historic Society. I'm here with Peter Cabello, the owner of Napoleones Pizza, and I'm here to talk to him a little bit about this institution at National City. We'll talk about the history. We'll talk about Peter. We'll talk about some previous famous employees, and we'll just see where it goes. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
Nice to be here with you.
Very good to have you guys.
So I kind of know already, but tell the audience, how did you get involved in Napoleones Pizza?
Okay, great. So starting back in 1958, two of my uncles, my uncle Joe Sardo and my uncle Mike Fiorentino, opened up this shop September of 1958. My father, Sal Crivello, who was their younger brother-in-law by 15 years, 14 years old when he started, was the dishwasher.
14 years old when he started?
When my father started, yes.
Okay.
He was the dishwasher. Then my other uncle, Mike Fiorentino, branched out, and my father got partnership when he was 21. So my father, Sal, and my uncle Joe ran the business together for 35 years until my uncle Joe retired. I've been here since I was 12 years old. I grew up in here. Used to hide in my dad's car when I was 6 years old, so he had to take me to work. It is a family business that we've seen generations and generations of the same families coming in, and the local support, Sweetwater High School, us, it's just been phenomenal.
Now, I have to confess, my wife calls it Napoleon's Pizza.
So Napoleon's Pizza House, if you were to pronounce it correctly, it's napoleones, meaning someone from Naples. Before they had this one, in 1958, they had another one off of Voltaire Street in Point Loma, and that was Napoli Pizza House number 1. So they wanted something similar, but not exactly the same. Napoleone means someone from Naples.
Now, when it first started, did you guys have a different name?
No.
So
if you go back far enough, the original customers would know it as Mike and Joe's, because it was my Uncle Mike and my Uncle Joe. But it was never called Mike and Joe's. On the first restaurant, it said Napoli Pizza House, and it might have said Mike and Joe's number 1, something like that.
Yeah.
But those were just the guys that were here. It just adapted to Mike and Joe's if you go back far enough. Napoleone, the true way to say it, when you answer the phone, you say Napoleone. People would say, is this Napoleon's? It's just lost in translation. So that's the story of the name.
Okay. And now, when I was doing research for this interview, I came across a video by Tom Waits, that's about this place,
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Did you know him when he was working here?
Not when he was working here. He worked here from 72 to 76 when he was at Hilltop High School. So he was a teenager. He worked for my father, and a lot of his inspiration on his early stuff, his first album, was looking out these windows, and this was his, when all the bars were across the street and stuff like that. On his first album, Ghost of Saturday Night, in parentheses it says After Hours at Napoleon's Pizza House. There's another one, Can't Wait to Get Off Work, where he actually mentions my father and Uncle Joe by name. Great guy. I met him. He would come in when my dad was still here, and I would see him walking in, and I'd call Dad up. Dad, Tom's here. Dad would be here in about 15 minutes. They'd sit down and just reminisce for hours. Nice guy.
And that brings up something. When you make different cartoons here depicting different scenes, I assume in the history of Napoleone's pizza, and there's a cartoon in the back that talks about National City mile of bars.
Yeah. So when I took over completely in August of 2013, I wanted to pay homage. So I got with my local artist who was doing our Christmas windows for 20, 30 years. And I said, I want to really tell the story of the first 50 years after my dad had retired. So I picked the comic strip type because from the 50s it was that. So I would tell him a scene that I wanted to do, and he would go home and sketch it. Then if I okayed it, he'd put it up on the wall. It kind of goes chronologically from my Uncle Mike in the rowboat bringing the recipes over. It has the 3 generations of the owner, from my Uncle Joe, my dad, and me. And then it starts here and it goes in Sweetwater High School, because you can't mention Napoleons without Sweetwater, and you can't mention Sweetwater without Napoleons. We've also been a big PD hangout throughout the years, and these are just some of the local cops who used to patronize us and come in all the time. Then it goes around, and these are Joe's kids who used to work here through high school and beyond, and it just keeps going around. So the first 50 years, I really wanted to tell a story. The mile of bars, that's what we were talking about before with Tom. National City, right across the street, there were all of these bars, and it was a different town. We used to open at 4 o'clock for just dinner, and we would close at 2 a.m. So it was different business then, different town then. But yeah, I wanted to, show exactly what this city has gone through, and it's been a lot, and we're proud to be a part of that.
And now I know, just like the cameraman is from the National City Chamber of Commerce, not officially, but he's a member. I'm a member of Kiwanis and the National City Historic Society, and we've all had meetings here. Are there a number of community organizations that kind of use this as a hub?
Yeah, through the years, Sweetwater has been the biggest one. We still do Sweetwater reunions monthly. We do Class of 62 every second Tuesday in various years. But as far as different organizations, there's been just so many to come through. The biggest thing is just family celebrations. The same generations of families coming in. People have gotten married here, birthdays here, graduations here, things like that. But we do a lot, try to get involved in the community and hold fundraisers for things and things of that nature.
Cool. And now, getting back to the pizza, what would you say the style of pizza is?
Well, it's debatable. We're a medium crust. I don't know how you would describe it. It's just our pizza, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a Pizza House traditional pizza. It's got origins from Capri, Napoli, things like that, where my uncle came over and what he learned. And it's stayed the same pretty much the whole time. I've, adapted the menu here and there and added things, but it's the same pizza since 1958.
Yeah, the sauce is absolutely
We make
incredible.
everything fresh daily in-house. We make our own meatballs, we make our own sausage, dough, fresh daily, we grate our own cheese. So the real way to do it, I guess.
The last time I was here, I tried something that was like, I'm going to get the name wrong, but it was like a Philadelphia steak appetizer.
We have a Philly cheese bread.
Yeah.
And we have, so that one, yeah, our cheese bread, and then we go ahead and grill up the beef and the onions and the cheese whiz, throw it on top of cheese bread, and it's a favorite. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a new addition.
And so yourself, like looking on to the next generation, I don't know, do you have kids that are going to possibly take over from
So I
you?
have 5 kids. The 2 older boys have worked here, front of house, and now they're going on in their own thing. But I have 2 younger kids, and we're going through an expansion right now. A couple months from now, we're going to be opening the new business, which is Napoleon's Italian Market right next door. So it'll be a deli, bakery, coffee. We're excited about that. And then the year after that, we're planning on adding a gaming room as well. So my job is to make sure the business is here if they want it.
Well, that's nice. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking the time to meet with us.
It's our pleasure. Thanks for coming down.
And like I mentioned before, we're gonna come a little bit later with, I think, one of your oldest customers, and then we'll get another cameraman so that this cameraman can enjoy the feast also.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.